I'm Elise Hartman. For 12 years, I thought my husband was my biggest supporter. Elise, hey, you're still working? Marcus walked into my home office on a Tuesday night. The Denison pitch is tomorrow. You need to rest. I'm almost done, just refining the final numbers. Let me see what you've got. He leaned over my shoulder. This is way too complicated. You're going to lose him in the first 10 minutes. He specifically asked for detailed analytics in our last meeting. I know corporate guys like Denison. They say they want details, but they really want simple, digestible information. Trust me on this. Strip out half this data. You really think so? Babe, I've been doing this for 15 years. Simplify it. He'll appreciate the clarity. I deleted 6 pages of analysis that night. The next morning, I walked into Denison's office with confidence. His assistant Gloria frowned when I handed her the folder. This looks different from what you outlined last week. I streamlined it based on some feedback. Denison flipped through it for maybe 90 seconds. Where's the implementation timeline you mentioned? The cost breakdown by quarter? I simplified the approach to make it more accessible. Elise, I asked for comprehensive analytics because I need to present this to my board. This doesn't give me anything to work with. I'm sorry, but I don't think this is going to work. I sat in my car for 20 minutes before I could drive home. Marcus was making coffee when I walked in. So, how'd it go? I lost it. What happened? He said I didn't address his concerns, that I didn't give him enough information. Really? That's weird. But honestly, Denison's company has been having issues lately. You probably dodged a bullet. This was a 6-figure contract, Marcus. I know, and that's frustrating. But you're talented, Elise. Something better will come along. He hugged me, and I felt like I'd failed some test I didn't know I was taking. 3 weeks later, I was preparing for Cornerstone Industries. My junior partner, Vanessa Chen, was reviewing the proposal with me. This is really strong, Elise, she said. The Patterson Solutions case studies are perfect for what they need. You think so? Absolutely. This is exactly the kind of proven track record they're looking for. That night, Marcus looked over my materials. You're including your Patterson work? Of course. It's my strongest material. I don't know about that. Patterson's been in the news lately with that accounting scandal. Might make you look bad by association. I left there 4 years before any of that. Still, you know how these corporate types think. They'll connect the dots whether it's fair or not. I'd cut it. But without Patterson, I don't have enough proven results. Elise, you have plenty of other work. Don't give them any reason to question you. Just trust me on this. I cut the Patterson case studies. I cut my best material. Cornerstone passed on my proposal. Their email said they went with a firm with more established credentials in relevant sectors. Vanessa was livid when I told her. Elise, Patterson was your relevant credentials. That was exactly what they needed to see. Marcus thought it would hurt me because of the news coverage. She went quiet. Right, Marcus. What does that mean? Nothing. It's just, maybe run these decisions by me before you make last-minute changes. We're supposed to be partners. You're right. I'm sorry. My son Jordan came home from college that weekend. He's 20, studying business, looks exactly like his father, but acts like me. Mom, you seem really stressed, he said over dinner. What's going on? Just lost a couple big contracts. It happens. That's not like you, though. You're usually great at pitches. Marcus cleared his throat. Your mom's been pushing herself too hard. I keep telling her to pace herself, but she doesn't listen. Actually, Dad, I need to ask you about something. Jordan's voice had an edge I'd never heard. I ran into Craig Denison's son at a networking event last week. Marcus went very still. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he said his dad almost hired Mom until someone called with concerns about her reliability. That's probably just corporate gossip. You know how these things get twisted. He said the call came 2 days before her pitch, from someone claiming to be a former client who had issues with her work. The room felt like all the air had left it. Jordan, what exactly are you saying? I asked. I'm saying someone sabotaged you, Mom. And then I started looking into it because I was worried. You left your laptop open when I visited last month. I saw your email correspondence about Cornerstone. You sent Dad your full proposal a week before the pitch. I always run things by your father. He has more experience. Right. And 3 days before your meeting, Cornerstone's CEO got an anonymous email suggesting they investigate your Patterson background. It came from a burner account, but I had a friend in IT trace the IP. It originated from Dad's office building. Marcus stood up fast. This is completely insane. You're accusing me of what exactly? I'm not accusing you, Dad. I'm telling you what I found. There's also the Griffith proposal from January, the Reynolds contract last summer. Every major pitch Mom lost in the past year had some kind of interference right before her meeting. Elise, he's making this up. He's stressed from exams. He's not thinking straight. Dad, I have screenshots. I have phone records. I have the IP data. I can show you right now. I looked at Marcus. Really looked at him. Why would you do this? I didn't. Jordan's confused about what he found. Marcus, why? He sat back down and his whole face changed. Not guilty, just annoyed. Because you were getting too successful. You were out-earning me. People at my firm were asking why I wasn't at your level. My own colleagues started making jokes about being Mr. Hartman instead of Marcus Hartman. Do you know how that feels? So you destroyed my business? I didn't destroy anything, Elise. I just leveled the playing field a little. You still have clients. You're still working. You're fine. I lost over $400,000 in contracts this year. And I've been the stable income in this family for 12 years while you played entrepreneur. I think I've earned the right to protect my own career. Jordan pushed back from the table. Mom, I'm so sorry. I should have told you as soon as I found out. I just couldn't believe it at first. It's okay, honey. It's not okay, Marcus snapped. You went through my private information. That's illegal, Jordan. So is business fraud, Dad, which is what you committed every time you impersonated a client. Jordan left to stay with his girlfriend. Marcus went to the guest room. I sat in my office until sunrise. Monday morning, Vanessa called. Elise, I need to talk to you. In person. Now. We met at a coffee shop downtown. Jordan contacted me yesterday, she said. He told me what he found, so I did some digging of my own. Elise, it's worse than just sabotaging your pitches. What do you mean? Marcus has been positioning himself as your business advisor to people in the industry. He's been taking credit for your work. I found 3 articles where he's quoted discussing strategies that are specifically yours. He's been building his reputation on your work while making sure you couldn't grow past a certain point. How long have you suspected this? Maybe 6 months? But I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to accuse your husband without proof. I should have said something. I'm sorry. What else did Jordan tell you? That you're probably going to divorce him, and that when you do, you should know Marcus has been documenting every business expense you've made. Things he told you to buy. He's building a case that you're financially irresponsible, so he can claim your business assets are partially his. That was the moment everything became irreversible. My husband hadn't just undermined me. He'd been planning to take everything. Vanessa, I need you to help me with something. Anything. What do you need? I need you to help me pitch to Marcus's company. She stared at me. What? Kensington Strategic Group, Marcus's firm. They're looking for a consulting partner for their digital transformation initiative. I saw the RFP last month. Elise, you can't be serious. I'm completely serious, and Marcus cannot know I'm submitting a proposal. He'll find out eventually. Not until it's too late. For 3 weeks, Vanessa and I worked in complete secret. We met at her apartment, used encrypted files, told absolutely no one. This is probably the best work you've ever done, Vanessa said, reviewing the final draft. It should be. I'm including everything Marcus ever told me to cut. I submitted the proposal under Vanessa's name, with me as senior partner. Marcus never reviewed proposals below director level. He wouldn't see it until the shortlist. 2 weeks later, Vanessa called. We're in the final 3. Presentation is Thursday at 9. Perfect. Elise, they're going to recognize you when we walk in. I'm counting on it. Thursday morning, Marcus left for work at 7 like always. He had no idea I had a meeting in his building 2 hours later. Vanessa and I walked into the 14th floor conference room. 6 Kensington executives sat around the table, including CEO Patricia Vance and Marcus's direct supervisor, David Kowalski. Ms. Chen, Ms. Hartman, Patricia said, standing. We're very impressed with your proposal. Very impressed. Thank you, Vanessa said. We're excited to walk you through our implementation strategy. We were 20 minutes into the presentation when the door opened. Marcus walked in with coffee, clearly expecting a different meeting. He froze. Marcus, good timing, David said. We wanted your input on this proposal. You've worked with external consultants before. What is this? This is the Chen Hartman pitch for our digital transformation partnership. You haven't reviewed it? No, Elise, what are you doing here? Patricia looked between us. You two know each other? Elise is my wife, Marcus said slowly. The room went completely silent. Your wife, Patricia repeated. Your wife runs a consulting firm, and you've never mentioned it? In the 3 years you've been lobbying us to hire outside help? I didn't think it was appropriate to bring up. You didn't think it was appropriate to mention that your spouse runs exactly the type of firm we've been searching for? It's a conflict of interest, Patricia. A conflict you created by not disclosing the relationship, David said. Marcus, sit down. Actually, before we continue, I said, there's something the board should know about Marcus's professional conduct. Vanessa pulled out a tablet. We've documented a pattern of interference in Ms. Hartman's business over the past 18 months, including direct contact with her prospective clients, misrepresentation of his role in her company, and use of company resources to access her proprietary information. This is insane, Marcus said. Patricia, this is a personal attack. She's angry about our marriage. Is it? I asked. David, didn't you ask Marcus for consultant recommendations for this exact project 4 months ago? David frowned. I did. He said the local market wasn't strong enough, that we needed to look at national firms. And yet here I am, local, with more relevant experience than any of the national firms you interviewed. Marcus has quoted my methodologies in industry publications. He just made sure you never connected his name to mine. Patricia stood up. I think we need to table this. Marcus, my office, right now. You planned this, Marcus said to me. You used my company to humiliate me in front of my colleagues. No, I used my expertise to pitch a project I'm qualified for. You used your position to sabotage my career for over a year because you were insecure. There's a difference. He left with Patricia. Vanessa and I finished the presentation. The remaining executives were uncomfortable but attentive. We got the contract 3 days later. $750,000 over 2 years with expansion options. Marcus was placed on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. David called me personally. I should have questioned why Marcus was so resistant to local firms. It never occurred to me it was personal. Most people don't expect that level of sabotage from a spouse. For what it's worth, your proposal was the strongest we received, significantly stronger. That means a lot, thank you. I filed for divorce the same week. Marcus tried to fight it, tried to claim my business assets just like Vanessa predicted. But Jordan's documentation and the Kensington investigation created a paper trail that made his position indefensible. The divorce took 8 months. Marcus lost his job after the investigation found multiple policy violations. His reputation in the industry collapsed. He tried to apologize twice, once through his lawyer, once through Jordan. "Tell him I'm not interested," I told Jordan both times. "He says he was insecure, that he made terrible mistakes and wants to make it right." "He didn't make mistakes, Jordan. He executed a year-long plan to destroy my career while stealing credit for my work. That's not a mistake. That's calculated malice. He's still my dad. And I'm still your mom, but that doesn't mean I have to forgive someone who deliberately tried to ruin me." The final decree came through on a Wednesday. I was reviewing new client contracts when Vanessa knocked on my door. "You have a visitor, in the lobby." Marcus stood there holding flowers. "Elise, please, just 5 minutes." "No. I know I hurt you. I know what I did was wrong, but we had 12 years together. That has to count for something." "It does count for something. It counts as 12 years I spent trusting someone who was actively working against me. I was scared of losing my identity. I was wrong. I'm deeply sorry." "You're sorry you got caught. You're sorry you lost your job and your reputation. You're not sorry for what you did to me." "That's not fair, Elise." "Fair? You stole opportunities from me. You poisoned my professional relationships. You documented my expenses to steal my business in the divorce. And now you think flowers make up for that? I'm your husband. You were my husband. Now you're just the person who betrayed me in every way possible. And I'm the person who doesn't forgive that. Everyone deserves a second chance." "No, Marcus, they really don't. Not people who spend over a year deliberately destroying someone they claimed to love. You need to leave." "Elise, please. Leave, now, or I'll call security." He set the flowers on the reception desk and left. Vanessa appeared beside me. "You okay?" "I'm perfect." 6 months later, my firm had doubled. I hired 3 new consultants, landed 4 major contracts, got featured in a business journal. Jordan graduated and joined my company. Vanessa made full partner. Marcus sent one final apology through his new lawyer, asking for closure. I sent back one sentence. "I found closure the day I stopped letting you define my worth." Now I'm in my corner office, looking at the skyline. Jordan stops by most afternoons. "Mom, can I ask you something?" he says today, sitting across from my desk. "Of course." "Do you ever regret how everything happened? Like, do you wish you'd handled it differently?" "I used to think about that, in the beginning." "And now?" "Now I think about something else. Something that keeps me up at night sometimes." "What's that?" If your father had succeeded in his plan, if he'd taken half my company in the divorce while I still believed he'd been supporting me all along, and you knew the truth the whole time. I look at my son carefully. Would you have told me then? Or would you have let me give him half of everything I built while thinking he deserved it?